August 10th, 1943, evening, RAF, Thorpe Abbotts, Norfolk, England. My name is Thomas Kowalczyk, Staff Sergeant, United States Army Air Forces, left waist gunner on a B-17 Flying Fortress. They call me Tommy. I'm 20 years old. I found this little leather diary in a bombed-out bookshop in Dis this afternoon. The owner wouldn't take any money for it, just pushed it across the counter and said, "Write something worth remembering, Yank." So here I am, writing in a diary like some schoolgirl. The fellas would give me hell if they knew. I've completed 8 missions, 17 more to go before I can go home. 25 total. That's the magic number. 25 missions and you're done. Tour complete. Statistically, the odds aren't good. Out of every 100 guys who start, maybe 24 make it through. But somebody's got to be in that 24, right? My hands are steady right now. That's good. Sometimes after a mission, they shake for hours. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, steel country. My old man works at Carnegie Steel. Lost 2 fingers in a mill accident back in '38. Still works there. Still comes home with his clothes stiff with sweat and metal dust. I worked there for 6 months after high school. Hated every minute of it. The heat, the noise, the danger. That's partly why I enlisted 8 days after Pearl Harbor. Flying seemed better than the mills. Flying seemed better than marching through mud like the infantry. Now I'm not so sure about that. My crew is good, the best. Our pilot is Lieutenant James Morrison, Jim. From Iowa. Corn-fed farm boy with steady hands and ice in his veins. Our co-pilot is Lieutenant Frank Delgado from Texas. Talks too much but flies straight when it counts. Navigator is Lieutenant Robert Chen from San Francisco. Smartest guy I ever met. Bombardier is Lieutenant William Hayes. Bill. Boston Irish. Got a mean streak, but he's accurate. Top turret engineer is Technical Sergeant Mike Sullivan. Radio operator is Staff Sergeant Eddie Kowalski. No relation, but we pretend to be cousins anyway. Ball turret gunner is Sergeant Joe Martinez from New Mexico. Smallest guy on the crew. Has to be to fit in that ball. Right waist gunner is Sergeant Patrick O'Brien. We call him Paddy, from Brooklyn. Tail gunner is Sergeant Henry Washington from Georgia. First colored man I ever really knew. Best shot on the crew. We fly a B-17F model, serial number 4230358. We call her Steel City Sally after Pittsburgh. She's got a painting of a pin-up girl on the nose holding a wrench. Sally's brought us back 8 times. I kiss her fuselage before every mission. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I've got a girl back home. Dorothy Brennan, Dottie. Irish Catholic girl from my neighborhood. Dark hair, green eyes, smile that makes my chest hurt. We got engaged before I shipped out. She writes me every week. Her letters smell like her perfume. I keep them in my footlocker, wrapped in oilcloth. My brother Kazimierz is with the 3rd Infantry Division somewhere in Sicily. We call him Kaz. He's 24. If we both make it home, it'll be a miracle. My little sister Helena is 17, still in high school. She writes too. Her letters are full of gossip about people I barely remember, but I read every word. My mother runs a boarding house for steel workers. My father works himself to death. They're good people. They don't deserve to lose their sons. I don't know why I'm writing this. Maybe because if something happens, there should be some record, some evidence that I was here, that I thought and felt and feared. The chapel bells are ringing across the field. 2100 hours. Lights out soon. I can hear the ground crews working on the forts, getting them ready for whatever comes tomorrow. My grandmother gave me a rosary before I left. Black beads, silver crucifix. I keep it in my left breast pocket, right over my heart. I'm not sure I believe in God anymore, but I'm not taking any chances. 8 missions down, 17 to go. If I'm going to die over Germany, at least somebody will know what I was thinking. August 12th, 1943, afternoon, Thorpe Abbotts, stand down day, no mission, slept until 0900, feels like a gift. The base is strange when we're not flying. Almost peaceful. You can hear birds, regular English birds doing regular English bird things. There's a farm next to the base. Sometimes I watch the cows and try to remember what normal life feels like. Thorpe Abbotts isn't much to look at. Couple dozen Nissen huts for barracks, control tower, operations building, 3 runways, hard stands for the forts scattered around the perimeter. Everything is mud and concrete and that damp English cold that gets into your bones. But it's home now. Been here since late May. 3 months. Feels like 3 years. Our barracks is Hut 14, 10 bunks, 10 men when we arrived. Now there's 8. Johnson went down over Bremen on Mission 3. Turner got hit bad over Hamburg on Mission 6. Lost too much blood, died before we got back. His bunk is still empty. Nobody wants it. There's a superstition about taking a dead man's bunk, like you're inheriting his bad luck. I spent the morning writing letters, one to Dottie, one to my folks, one to Helena. The letter to Dottie took me 2 hours. How do you tell the person you love what it's really like? You can't, so you lie. You tell her the food is decent and the English countryside is pretty and you're staying safe. You tell her you think about her every day, which is true. You tell her you can't wait to marry her, which is true. You leave out the parts about watching men burn alive at 25,000 feet. Paddy and I walked into the village this afternoon. Little market town, couple pubs, a church, some shops. The English people are nice to us. They've been getting bombed for 3 years. They know what war is. A lady at the bakery gave us extra biscuits. Wouldn't take any money. We went to the Swan Inn, had a couple of pints of bitter. English beer takes getting used to, warm and flat. But it's wet and it's got alcohol, so nobody complains. There were some RAF boys in there. Bomber Command, they fly Lancasters. Night missions. We got to talking. They've been at it longer than us. You can see it in their eyes, that 1,000-yard stare. They look at us like we're already dead. Maybe we are. One of them, a flight sergeant from Manchester, asked how many missions we'd done. I said 8. He just nodded. Took a drink. Didn't say anything else. Didn't have to. Got back to base around 1700. Found a letter from Dottie waiting. She's talking about wedding plans. What flowers she wants. What dress. She wants to get married next spring. Assumes I'll be home by then. Next spring. 7 months away. 17 missions away. I can't think that far ahead. I can only think about tomorrow. Whether there'll be a mission. Whether I'll come back from it. Martinez was cleaning his guns when I got back to the hut. Joe's religious about maintenance. He strips his 50 calibers down and cleans every part after every mission. Says it's meditation. Says it keeps his hands busy so his mind can rest. I should do the same. My guns are my life. Browning Asum M250 caliber machine gun, 75 pounds of American steel, fires 750 rounds per minute. Each round is bigger than my thumb. They'll punch through armor, punch through an engine block, punch through a man like he's paper. I've killed men. I know I have. You see the fighters coming in. You see them in your sights. You press the triggers, and the gun roars and shakes and spits fire. You see the tracers reach out. You see them hit. You see the fighters start smoking, start falling. You've just killed someone. Maybe he had a girl back home too. Maybe he had a mother who prayed for him. Maybe he was scared just like me. I try not to think about it. Can't afford to. The moment you start thinking about the men you're killing, you hesitate. And hesitation gets you killed. Sullivan says we're going up tomorrow. Big raid. Something about aircraft factories in Belgium. Won't know for sure until the briefing. I should try to sleep. Should write to Kaz. Haven't heard from him in 3 weeks. No news is good news, right? That's what they say. The sun is setting. Through the hut window, I can see Sally on her hard stand. Ground crew is swarming over her, checking engines, checking guns, loading ammunition, loading bombs, getting her ready to kill. She's just a machine, aluminum and steel and rivets. But she feels alive. She's kept us alive. I trust her more than I trust God. 8 down, 17 to go. August 15th, 1943, 2300 hours. Thorpe Abbotts. Mission 9 is done. We're alive. I should probably start from the beginning. Explain how a mission works. In case someone reads this, someday, and wants to know what it was actually like. CQ woke us at 0200. That's charge of quarters. The poor bastard who has to shake everyone awake in the middle of the night. He came through the hut banging on bunks. Briefing at 0330, breakfast at 0300. Let's go, ladies. Nobody complained. You learn fast not to waste energy on complaining. Breakfast in the mess hall, powdered eggs, toast, coffee that could strip paint. Some of the guys can't eat before a mission. I always eat. Might be the last meal. Might as well enjoy it. Briefing at 0330 in the operations building. This is where we learn where we're going. The whole group crowds into this one room. Officers up front, enlisted men in back. There's a big map on the wall with a curtain over it. Everyone stares at that curtain. Colonel Harding did the briefing. He's our group commander. Good man. Cares about his boys. He pulled back the curtain. The red ribbon stretched from England across the channel to Belgium. Target was an aircraft factory near Antwerp. Medium penetration, in and out. Expected opposition moderate. The room always gets quiet when they show the target. You can hear men breathing. Someone always coughs. Someone always curses under their breath. Intelligence officer went over the flak positions, where the German anti-aircraft guns are, the routes in and out, the expected fighter opposition, Messerschmitt 109s, Focke-Wulf 190s, maybe 30 or 40 fighters, maybe more. Weather officer said clouds at 12,000 feet over the target. We'd be bombing from 24,000 feet, above the clouds. Bombardiers would have to use radar, less accurate but safer from flak. Then the chaplain said a prayer. Most guys bowed their heads. I did too. Like I said, I'm not taking chances. After briefing, we suited up. This takes time. You don't just throw on a jacket and go. First the long underwear, then the heated suit. Electric heating elements woven into the fabric. Plugs into the aircraft electrical system. Without it, you'd freeze solid at altitude. Temperatures drop to minus 50 or 60 degrees Fahrenheit up there. Then the flight suit, then the Mae West life preserver, then the parachute harness, then the flak vest. 22 pounds of manganese steel plates. Stops most shrapnel. Won't stop a 20mm cannon shell, but it's something. Then the oxygen mask, the throat mic, the headset, the leather helmet, the gloves, silk gloves inside wool gloves inside leather gloves. Even with all that, your fingers go numb. By the time you're dressed, you can barely move. You waddle to the trucks like some kind of monster. Trucks took us out to the hard stands. Sally was waiting. Beautiful in the early morning dark. Ground crew had her ready. Engines turning over. Oil pressure good. Everything green. Morrison did the walk around, checked every surface, every control, every gun. He takes it serious, we all do. Then we climbed aboard. Navigator and bombardier through the nose hatch. Pilot and co-pilot through the side door. Engineer up to the top turret. Radio operator to his station. Ball turret gunner waiting until after takeoff. And Paddy and I to the waist. The waist is where I live when we're flying. Middle of the fuselage. Left and right waist guns. Just openings in the side of the aircraft. No windows. No doors. Just holes. Wind screams through at 200 miles per hour, cold like you can't imagine. But you can see everything. The sky, the other forts in formation, the fighters when they come, the bombers when they go down. Takeoff was 0800. Always a relief when the wheels leave the ground. One fort behind us blew a tire on takeoff, veered off the runway. Nobody hurt, but they missed the mission. We climbed and formed up over England. This takes an hour or more. 35 forts from the 100th, more from other groups. Hundreds of planes filling the sky. Combat boxes. Tight formations, each fort covering the others. Overlapping fields of fire. The channel was calm, little whitecaps on a grey sea. I could see the coast of France coming up. My stomach tightened. Over enemy territory now. Flak started over the Belgian coast. Black puffs in the sky, German 88mm guns. Each puff is a shell exploding, thousands of pieces of shrapnel spreading out. If one hits you, you're done. The flak was moderate, not as bad as it could be, still scary. You hear it even over the engine noise, a kind of muffled crump. The fort shakes when it's close. Fighters came up 30 minutes from target, Messerschmitt 109s, maybe 15 or 20. They came from the front, head-on attacks, the worst kind. Closing speed is over 500 miles per hour. You get maybe 2 seconds to shoot. I saw them coming, little black dots growing bigger. Then I could see their wings, their noses, the yellow paint on their spinners. The intercom exploded with calls. Fighters 11 o'clock high. Fighters 12 o'clock level. Here they come. Then they were firing. You see the flashes from their guns, see the tracers coming at you, big red balls, 20mm cannon, each one the size of a coffee cup. One hit will take your arm off. One hit will blow a hole in the fuselage big enough to crawl through. I opened up with my 50. The gun roars, shakes your whole body. Shell casings fly out. Hot brass bouncing around the deck. Smoke fills the waist. Cordite smell. Burning metal smell. A 109 flash pass, so close I could see the pilot's face. Just a kid. Younger than me, maybe. Then he was gone. Another fort in our squadron took hits. Number 3 engine caught fire. Black smoke trailing. They feathered the prop. Turned back. Dropped out of formation. I watched them go. Hoped they made it back. Probably didn't. The bomb run felt like it took forever. Straight and level. Can't take evasive action, or the bombardier can't aim. You just fly. Straight into the flak. Into the fighters. And wait. Bombs away. The fort lurched up when the bombs dropped. 5,000 pounds lighter. Morrison banked left, heading for home. The fighters hit us again on the way out. More 109s. A couple of Focke-Wulf 190s. Aggressive. Determined. Washington got one from the tail. Saw it break apart. Pilot bailed out. Chute opened. He'd be a prisoner now. The fighters broke off over the channel. Out of fuel or ammunition. Or just didn't want to follow us over water. Landing was 1,700 hours. 9 hours total. My back hurt. My legs hurt. Everything hurt. Interrogation in the operations building. Intelligence officers asking questions. What did you see? How many fighters? What markings? Kings. Where was the flak? Did the bombs hit the target? Everyone gets 2 ounces of whiskey after interrogation. Medicinal. It burns going down, but it helps. We lost 2 forts from the group. 20 men. Some might have bailed out. Some might be prisoners. Some are dead. Could have been us. Could have been Sally. Luck is all that separates the living from the dead. 9 missions down. 16 to go. I'm so tired I can barely hold this pen, but I wanted to write it down. Wanted to remember. Tomorrow might bring another mission, or a stand down. You never know until CQ comes through the hut. Paddy is already snoring. Martinez is still cleaning his guns. Washington is writing a letter. The hut is quiet except for the wind outside and the sound of distant engines. I should sleep. God knows I need it. But every time I close my eyes, I see that 109 pilot's face. Just a kid. August 16th, 1943, late evening. Thorpe Abbotts. No mission today. Stand down. But nobody's relaxed. There's tension in the air. You can feel it. Something big is coming. Sullivan heard from a ground crew guy, who heard from a sergeant in operations, that there's a major raid being planned. Deep penetration into Germany, maybe the deepest yet. The rumors spread through the base like wildfire. Schweinfurt, Regensburg, maybe both. Ball-bearing factories, aircraft plants, strategic targets. The kind that bring out every fighter the Luftwaffe has. I spent the day trying not to think about it. Cleaned my guns, wrote letters, played cards with Paddy and Martinez, lost $2, went to the chapel. Haven't been since we got here. Felt strange, out of place. But I lit a candle for Kaz, wherever he is, whatever he's doing. Hope he's all right. The chaplain was there. Father Byrne, Irish, good man. He asked if I wanted to talk. I said no. He nodded. Said God understands silence too. Not sure I believe that. But it was kind of him to say. Evening chow was quiet. Usually there's noise, talking, laughing, complaints about the food. Tonight everyone just ate, looking at their plates, lost in their own thoughts, back in the hut now. Most of the guys are playing cards, trying to stay busy. Sullivan is reading a paperback western. Martinez is writing to his mother. Washington is already asleep. Lucky bastard can sleep anywhere. I've been thinking about Dottie. Her last letter was full of plans. She wants to get married at St. Paul's Cathedral in Pittsburgh. Wants her cousin Marie to be maid of honor. Wants a reception at the Polish Falcons Hall. She's planning a future I'm not sure I'll live to see. That sounds dark. Morbid. but it's honest. Every mission the odds get worse. You can only roll the dice so many times before they come up wrong. I've got my grandmother's rosary in my hands right now. The beads are smooth, worn from her fingers. She prayed these beads every night. She's gone now. Died 2 years ago. I wonder if her prayers still count. If they're still out there somewhere, protecting me. Morrison stopped by the hut earlier. He does that sometimes. Checks on his crew. Makes sure everyone's okay. He's a good pilot. More than that, he's a good man, cares about us. He didn't say anything about tomorrow. Didn't have to. We all know something's coming. Get some sleep, boys, he said. Whatever happens, we'll face it together. That's all you can ask for, really. Good men beside you when the bad times come. I can hear the ground crews working, even this late, the sound of metal on metal, engines turning over. They're getting the forts ready. That means mission tomorrow for sure. My hands are shaking, just a little. I'm trying to hide it. Even from myself, I'm scared. I can admit that here, in this diary. I'm 20 years old, and I'm terrified of dying. But tomorrow I'll climb into Sally. I'll man my gun. I'll do my job. Because that's what you do. You're scared, but you go anyway. That's what courage is, right? Not the absence of fear. Just doing it scared. I should try to sleep. Need to rest. Need to be sharp. But sleep doesn't come easy anymore. Every noise sounds like a bomb. Every shadow looks like a fighter. God, I'm tired. Tired of being afraid. Tired of watching friends die. Tired of pretending I'm okay. But I'll keep going. Because what else is there? 9 down, 16 to go. Please God, let me see 17. Let me see 18. Let me see home. August 17th, 1943, 2300 hours. Telergma, Algeria. We're in North Africa. Not England. North Africa. Let me explain. Because I'm still trying to make sense of it myself. CQ woke us at 0130. Earlier than usual. That should have been the first sign. Briefing was at 0230. The whole group packed into operations. Everyone tense, waiting. Colonel Harding pulled back the curtain. The red ribbon stretched from England deep into Germany, all the way to Regensburg, Bavaria, the Messerschmitt factory. The room went silent. That's deep. That's 600 miles into enemy territory, at least 3 hours over Germany. Every fighter in the Luftwaffe would be up. But that wasn't the worst part. You won't be coming back to England, Harding said. We'd fly to Regensburg, bomb the factory, keep going south, across the Alps, into Italy, land in North Africa. Shuttle raid, first one ever tried. The idea was to confuse the Germans, make them think we were bombing and returning like normal. Their fighters would land to refuel, we'd be gone. And another group, the 301st, would hit Schweinfurt an hour behind us. It was bold. It was crazy. It might work, or it might get us all killed. Takeoff was supposed to be 0600, but fog rolled in. Thick English fog, couldn't see 50 feet, couldn't take off, couldn't form up. We sat in Sally for 3 hours, waiting, engines idling, burning fuel. Everyone's nerves getting tighter and tighter. Finally the fog lifted enough. 0930, 3.5 hours late, the Schweinfurt group was already gone. The element of surprise was gone. The Germans would be waiting. We took off, formed up, headed east. The 100th put up 21 forts, 7 squadrons worth. We were flying tight. Combat boxes. The nose art on all those forts. Names like Mugger's Pub, Piccadilly Lily, Royal Flush, Just So, and Sally. Our Sally. The channel was clear. France passed beneath. Then Germany. The fighters came up before we even reached the border. A lot of them. More than I'd ever seen. They hit us in waves. 109s. 190s. Even some twin-engine 110s with rockets. They knew we were coming. They were ready. The intercom was constant chatter. Fighters 2 o'clock. Fighters 10 o'clock low. Here they come again. I fired until my shoulders ached, until my ears rang, until I couldn't hear anything but the roar of my own gun. A fort to our left took a direct hit, right in the wing root. Fuel tanks exploded, orange and black. The bomber broke in half. I saw bodies tumbling out, some with chutes, some without. Another fort's tail section was shot away. The plane went into a flat spin. No way to recover from that. A 109 came straight at us, head on, firing everything. His cannon shells walked up the fuselage. One round punched through the waist, went between me and Paddy, missed us both by inches, hit the far wall and exploded. My ears rang, couldn't hear, couldn't think, just kept firing. Paddy's gun jammed, he fought with it, cursing, bleeding from his nose, from the pressure, or from a hit. Couldn't tell. Over the intercom, Morrison's voice, calm, steady. Stay with me, boys, we're getting through this. The bomb run over Regensburg was murder, flak so thick you could walk on it, fighters coming from every direction. The sky was full of tracers, full of smoke, full of dying bombers. Bombs away. We turned south. The Alps rose up, white peaks, beautiful and deadly. We'd have to climb. Already at 25,000 feet. Had to climb higher. Sullivan reported number 4 engine running hot, oil pressure dropping. Morrison feathered it. We flew on 3 engines. The fighters followed us to the Alps, then broke off. Out of range, low on fuel, or just satisfied with the damage they'd done. We counted. Out of 21 forts from the 100th, only 12 were still with us. 9 were gone. 90 men, some bailed out, some are prisoners, some are dead. 9 forts in one mission. The worst loss the 100th had taken. We flew over the Mediterranean. Beautiful blue water, didn't feel beautiful. Felt empty. Landing in Algeria was rough. Strange field. No tower, just a dirt runway in the desert. We came in on 3 engines, bounced twice, but we made it. Ground crews here are shocked at the damage. Every fort has holes. Some have engines out. Some are so shot up they'll never fly again. They're counting casualties now, trying to figure out who made it, who didn't. I keep seeing that fort break in half, keep seeing the bodies falling, keep seeing that cannon shell punch through between me and Paddy. Inches. My life came down to inches. We're sleeping in tents tonight. It's hot, nothing like England. Dry heat. Desert heat. I'm still cold. Martinez is crying, trying to hide it. Everyone's pretending not to notice, but we all hear it. I don't know what to feel. We survived. We should be happy. We should be celebrating. But 9 forts, 90 men. How many missions were they on? How many did they have left? Did it matter? They're dead and we're not. That's all there is. Tomorrow we'll try to figure out when we can fly back to England. Assuming Sally can fly. Assuming we can patch the holes. Mission 10 is done. 15 to go. But I don't feel lucky anymore. I feel like I'm living on borrowed time. August 19th, 1943, evening. Telergma. Still in Algeria. Still counting the dead. The official word came down this morning. The 100th lost 9 forts over Regensburg. That's confirmed. 9 didn't come back. 90 men. But some bailed out over Germany. Some might be prisoners. Some might have evaded capture. We won't know for weeks. Maybe months. Maybe never. The Schweinfurt group got hit even worse. The 301st lost 16 forts. The 91st lost 10. Across both raids, 60 bombers lost. 600 men. 600. In one day. One mission. The numbers don't feel real. How can they be real? I knew some of them. Not well, but well enough. You see guys at the mess hall, at briefings, at the club. You nod. You share a cigarette. You joke about the food. Now they're gone. Lieutenant Brennan from the 350th. He was on his 23rd mission, 2 away from going home. 2. Staff Sergeant Murphy from the 418th. Just got married on his last leave. Wife's pregnant. He'll never meet his kid. Lieutenant Jameson. Pilot. Good man. Bought me a beer at the Swan Inn last week. Talked about his farm in Minnesota. How he was going to go back. Raise cattle. Never fly again. He won't get that chance. I've been trying to write letters. Trying to tell people what happened. But what do you say? Dear Dottie, we flew a mission. Watched men die. I'm still alive. Love Tommy. Can't write that. Can't tell her the truth. So you lie. You say it was rough, but we're okay. You say you miss her. You say you love her. All true. but not the whole truth. The heat here is oppressive, different from England in every way. England is cold and damp and grey. Here it's hot and dry and bright. Too bright. My eyes hurt. The ground crews are working around the clock, patching holes, fixing engines, getting the forts ready to fly back to England. Sally needs work. Number 4 engine needs to be replaced. Hydraulic lines need repair. Holes need patching. They say we might fly back in a week, maybe less if they can find parts. A week in the desert. A week to think. A week for it all to sink in. Morrison called us together this afternoon. All of Sally's crew who made it. All 10 of us. We're all still here. We're all still alive. We did our job, he said. We hit the target. We made it through. Some didn't, but we did. Remember that. Remember them, but don't let it break you. Easy to say, harder to do. Martinez still isn't eating. Washington is quieter than usual. Patty jokes, but the jokes don't land the same way. Sullivan chain smokes, can't seem to stop. Chen, our navigator, calculated our odds. He's good with numbers. Always has been. Based on the loss rate, he said, statistically, only 3 of us will complete 25 missions. 3 out of 10. We all looked at each other, wondering if we'd be the lucky 3 or the unlucky 7. I'm writing this sitting outside my tent. The sun is setting, red and orange and purple. Beautiful. The kind of sunset you'd see on a postcard. Men died today, yesterday, the day before, and the sun still sets, still rises. The world keeps turning like nothing happened. That feels wrong somehow, like there should be some acknowledgement, some pause, some moment of silence. But there isn't. There's just the next mission, and the next, and the next, until you complete 25, or until you don't. 10 missions done, 15 to go. I'm trying not to think about those numbers, trying not to calculate the odds, but Chen's words keep echoing. 3 out of 10. Who? Which 3? August 24th, 1943, 2200 hours. Thorpe Abbotts. We're back in England. Flew back this morning. Sally handled well considering the beating she took. The ground crews in Algeria did good work. Number 4 engine is running smooth. Most of the holes are patched, but you can still see the damage, still see where the cannon shells hit, still see the shrapnel scars. She'll carry those scars for the rest of her life, however long that is. Landing at Thorpe Abbotts felt strange, like coming home, like returning from the dead. The base looks the same runways, same huts, same everything, but it's not the same, it can't be. There's empty bunks now, empty chairs in the mess hall, empty places in formation. The replacements arrived yesterday. Fresh crews straight from the States. 22 new forts to replace losses. 220 new men. They look so young. Were we ever that young? That was only 3 months ago. Feels like a lifetime. They ask questions. Want to know what it's like. Want to hear stories. What do you tell them? That most of them will be dead in 3 months? That the odds are against them? That no amount of training prepares you for watching your friends burn? You don't tell them anything, you just nod, say it's tough, say they'll learn, say good luck, and hope they're part of the lucky few. We flew again today. Mission 11. Bordeaux. German submarine base on the French coast. It felt wrong, felt too soon. We just got back from Regensburg. Just watched 9 forts go down. Just spent 4 days in the desert trying to process it all. And now we're back in the air, back over enemy territory, back in the fight. But that's how it works. No time to grieve, no time to heal. Just the next mission. Always the next mission. Bordeaux was light opposition, moderate flak. Few fighters, milk run compared to Regensburg. Everyone came back still. Flak is flak. Fighters are fighters. You can die on a milk run just as easy as a maximum effort raid. 1 burst of flak, 1 lucky shot. That's all it takes. After interrogation, I walked to the cemetery. Small plot at the edge of the base. White crosses in neat rows. Too many already. More to come. I read the names. Some I knew. Most I didn't. Boys from Iowa and Texas and New York and California. Farm boys and city boys and everything in between. All dead before 25. There's a new wooden cross. Staff Sergeant Robert Miller. He was on one of the forts that went down over Regensburg. Ball turret gunner. Quiet kid. From Ohio. Used to read poetry. His body's not under that D continue cross. He's somewhere in Germany or scattered across the sky. but the cross is there anyway, a marker, a memory. Someday there might be a cross with my name. Would Dottie come see it? Would my parents? Would anyone remember who I was? Or would I just be another name, another casualty, another number in the butcher's bill? Back in the hut now. It's late. Most of the guys are asleep. I can't sleep. Can't stop thinking about Regensburg, about the forts going down, about the bodies falling, about how close it came. That cannon shell between me and Paddy. Inches. If it had been 2 inches to the left, I'd be dead. Dottie would get a telegram. My mother would cry. My father would go back to the mill and work and never talk about it. And someone else would be in my bunk, some replacement, some kid who doesn't know any better. 2 inches. That's what my life is worth. 2 inches of space. Luck. Random chance. Not skill, not courage, not faith, just luck. I'm still wearing my grandmother's rosary, still keeping it over my heart. But I don't know if I believe anymore. Don't know if prayer does anything. Don't know if God cares about waist gunners over Germany. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Either way, I'll keep flying, keep fighting, keep hoping. Because what else can you do? 11 down, 14 to go. September 3rd, 1943, evening. Thorpe Abbott's stand down day. Finally. We've been flying every other day, sometimes every day. Mission 12, Mission 13, Mission 14. They blend together, targets and flak and fighters and coming home. Or not coming home. The 100th is building back up. The replacement crews are learning. Fast. You learn fast or you die. Some don't make it past their first mission. Some don't make it past their third. You can see it in their eyes. The ones who won't last. Something broken. Something missing. Or maybe you can't see it. Maybe it's just random. Maybe we all have that look. I went into DIST this afternoon. Needed to get off base. Needed to see something besides forts and uniforms and bomb craters. The village was quiet. Thursday afternoon. Market day was yesterday. A few old men sitting outside the Swan Inn. A woman pushing a pram. A dog sleeping in the sun. Normal life. Peaceful life. Hard to believe there's a war on. I sat in the church for a while. Same church I went to before Regensburg. St. Mary's. Old stone building. Probably been there 500 years. Will probably be there 500 more. Lit a candle. Said a prayer. Not sure who for. For myself, for the crew, for the ones we lost, for Kaz, wherever he is, for everyone. Father Byrne was there again. He sat down next to me, didn't say anything at first, just sat. How are you holding up, son? He finally asked. I'm all right, Father, I said. He nodded, didn't believe me. Why would he? I don't believe me either. It's okay not to be all right, he said. God doesn't expect you to be. Then what does he expect? That you keep going, that you keep faith, that you remember you're human. Keep going. That's what everyone says. Keep going, keep flying, keep fighting. But for how long? How many missions until something breaks? Until I can't keep going anymore. I didn't say that, just nodded, thanked him, left. There was a letter from Dottie waiting when I got back. Thick one. 4 pages. Her handwriting is beautiful, neat, precise, like her. She's worried. I can tell. My letters have been shorter, less detailed. She knows something's wrong. She's asking if I'm okay, asking if I'm hurt, asking if I still love her. Of course I still love her. That's not the question. The question is whether the person who loves her is the same person who left Pittsburgh, whether I'm still Tommy, or whether I'm someone else now, someone harder, someone colder, someone who's seen too much. I tried to write back, started 3 times, couldn't find the words. How do you explain that you're different now? That you can't be the boy she knew, that you've killed men and watched friends die and you're terrified every single day but you can't show it. You don't. You write that you love her, that you miss her, that you're fine, that you'll be home soon. More lies. Easier lies. Kinder lies. Martinez got a letter too. From his mother. She sent him cookies. Chocolate chip. They arrived crushed, crumbs in a box. But he's eating them anyway, sharing them around. My mama makes the best cookies, he says. Even crushed, they're perfect. He's smiling. First time I've seen him smile since Regensburg. Small things matter. Crushed cookies. Letters from home. a quiet afternoon in an English village. These are the things that keep you sane, that remind you there's something worth fighting for, something worth surviving for. Tomorrow might bring another mission or another stand down. The weather's been bad. Low clouds, rain, hard to fly, hard to bomb. The brass doesn't like sending us up in bad weather, but they will if they have to. They always do. I should sleep, should rest while I can, but I wanted to write this down. Wanted to remember that today was quiet, that today was peaceful, that today nobody died, at least not in Sally, not in my crew. Somewhere men are dying, soldiers on the front lines, sailors at sea, airmen over Germany. But not today, not us, not yet. 14 missions down, 11 to go, getting closer to that magic number. 25. If I can just make it to 25. September 6th, 1943, 0200 hours. Thorpe Abbots. Can't sleep. Won't sleep. Not after today. Mission 15. Stuttgart. Aircraft factory. Deep into Germany. Second deepest penetration after Regensburg. They sent 262 bombers. 45 didn't come back. 45, 450 men. We lost 2 from the 100th, both from the 418th Squadron, Lieutenant Parker's crew, Lieutenant Schmidt's crew, 20 men. Parker was on his 18th mission, 7 away from going home. Schmidt was on his 9th mission, same as me after Regensburg, just starting out. Doesn't matter. The flak doesn't care how many missions you've flown. The fighters don't check your count before they shoot. The mission was hell. Pure hell. Fighters came up after we crossed into Germany, stayed with us all the way to the target, all the way back to the border. Hours of constant attack, 109s and 190s, wave after wave. They'd attack from the front, peel off, circle around, attack from the rear, over and over. I fired until my gun barrel was too hot to touch, until my hands were blistered inside my gloves, until I couldn't hear anything but ringing. A fort to our right took a rocket hit. Twin engine 110 fired a rocket. Big tube of explosives hit the fort right in the cockpit. The whole front section disintegrated. The plane nosed over, started falling. 11,000 pounds of metal and bombs and men falling from the sky. No chutes, no survivors. Another fort's wing came off. Just came off. 20mm cannon must have hit a weak spot. The wing folded up. The fort spun. Impossible to recover. I watched it spin all the way down until it hit the clouds. 1 chute, maybe 2, hard to tell. The rest went down with the plane. The flak over Stuttgart was the worst I've seen. They knew we were coming. Had every gun in the city firing. The sky was black with bursts. You could smell it. Sulfur and smoke and burned metal. A piece of shrapnel came through the waist, punched through the aluminum like paper, hit the roof, bounced off, landed at my feet still glowing red. If it had been 6 inches lower, if it had hit me instead of the roof, 6 inches. Again, always inches, always luck. Martinez took a hit. He was in the ball turret, vulnerable, exposed. A piece of flak came up through the bottom, tore through his left arm. Not bad, not life-threatening, but bad enough. He climbed out of the turret after the bomb run, blood soaking his flight suit, face white. But he didn't scream, didn't cry, just climbed out and sat down and held his arm. Sullivan patched him up. We all carry first aid kits, sulfur powder, bandages, morphine, if it's bad enough. Sullivan wrapped the wound, gave him morphine. Martinez just sat there, staring at nothing. Am I going home? He asked. I don't know, Joe, Sullivan said. Martinez nodded, closed his eyes. O'Brien took a different kind of hit. Frostbite. His heated glove shorted out. Lost power. He didn't notice at first, too focused on the fighters, too focused on shooting. By the time he realized, it was too late. His right hand was white, frozen, 2 fingers black at the tips. The flight surgeon looked at him after we landed, shook his head. You'll lose those fingers, he said, maybe more. Paddy just stared at his hand, like it wasn't his, like it belonged to someone else. Can I finish my tour? He asked. No, the surgeon said. You're done. Done. After 15 missions, 10 away from going home, done because his glove failed, because of something he couldn't control. He should be happy. He's going home. He's alive. He'll see his family, see Brooklyn again. But he's not happy. He's angry. angry that he didn't finish, angry that it ended this way. I wanted to finish, he said to me. I wanted to make it to 25. You made it home, I said. That's what matters. He didn't look convinced. They're flying him to a hospital tomorrow. Martinez, too. The crew is breaking up, losing pieces. We'll get replacements. New waist gunner, new ball turret gunner. They'll be green, inexperienced. We'll have to train them. Hope they learn fast. Hope they survive long enough to learn. I'm sitting on my bunk now. It's dark. Everyone else is asleep, or pretending to be. I can hear someone crying, soft, trying to hide it. I don't know who. Could be anyone. Could be everyone. We're breaking. All of us. The crew, the group, the whole damn 8th Air Force. How much longer can we keep doing this? How many more missions? How many more men? They say the P-47s are getting better range. Say they're working on drop tanks. Say soon they'll be able to escort us all the way to the target. Soon. That word. Soon. How many men will die before soon gets here? I touch my grandmother's rosary. The beads are cold. Always cold. But they're solid. Real. Something to hold on to. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. At the hour of our death. Every mission is the hour of our death. Every time we climb into Sally, every time we cross the channel, every mission could be the last. 15 down, 10 to go, 2/3 done, more than halfway there, but the last third is the hardest. That's when your luck runs out. That's when the odds catch up. I should sleep, should try to rest. Tomorrow might bring another mission, but every time I close my eyes, I see that fort with the wing torn off, spinning, falling, men inside knowing they're going to die, knowing there's no escape. How long does it take to fall from 25,000 feet? How long do you have to think about it? To know? Too long. However long it is, it's too long. God, I'm so tired. Tired of being afraid. Tired of watching men die. Tired of pretending I'm fine. But I'll wake up tomorrow. I'll suit up if they call us. I'll climb into Sally. I'll man my gun. Because that's the job. That's what we do. Until we complete 25. Or until we don't. September 27th, 1943. Evening. Thorpe Abbotts. Mission 17 today. Emden. German port city. Submarine facilities. But that's not what matters. What matters is the P-47 stayed with us all the way to the target. All the way back. All the way. No gap. No period where we were alone. The little friends were with us the whole time. And we only lost 7 bombers from the whole 8th Air Force. 7. Out of over 200. 7 instead of 40. 7 instead of 60. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand what a difference that makes? The fighters still came up. German 109s and 190s. But when they did, the P-47s were there. Thunderbolts diving on them. Chasing them off. Protecting us. I saw a 190 line up on a fort. Saw him getting ready to fire. Then a P-47 dropped out of nowhere, guns blazing. The 190 broke off, dove away. The fort never knew how close it came. All day it was like that, fighters approaching, thunderbolts intercepting. The Germans couldn't get through. The difference is unbelievable, life-changing. It's the difference between 45 bombers lost and 7, between 450 men dead and 70, between going home and not going home. After landing, after interrogation, after the whiskey, we all just stood there, looking at each other, hardly believing it. Did that just happen? Sullivan asked. I think it did, Morrison said. We lost nobody from the 100th, not one fort, not one crew. Everyone came back. When's the last time that happened? I can't remember. Can't remember a mission where everyone came back. It feels like hope. Real hope. Not the desperate, fragile hope that gets you through each mission, but real, solid hope that maybe, just maybe, we can survive this. The replacement crews are settling in. We got a new right waist gunner, Staff Sergeant Michael Bennett, from Tennessee, 20 years old, same age as me. He's green, but he's learning. Did okay today on his first mission. New ball turret gunner is Sergeant Anthony Ritchie, from New Jersey. Small guy. Has to be to fit in the bowl. Quiet. Serious. Keeps to himself. They're not Patty and Joe, but they're our crew now. They're part of Sally. I got a letter from Martinez. He's at a hospital in Oxford. They saved his arm, but the wound was bad. He's being sent back to the States. Medical discharge. He's going home. He's alive. That's what matters. But he sounds sad. Says he feels like he let us down, like he didn't finish what he started. I wrote him back, told him he did his job, told him he was brave, told him to hug his mother and eat her cookies and never think about bombers again, told him to live. That's the best any of us can hope for. Paddy's letter came yesterday. He's at a hospital in Scotland. They amputated 2 fingers, maybe part of a third. He's bitter about it, angry, says his hand looks like a claw, says he'll never work construction again, says his whole life is changed, but he's alive. He's going home. In a few months he'll be in Brooklyn, drinking beer, watching baseball, forgetting all this. That's what I tell myself anyway. I wonder if you ever really forget, if you ever stop seeing the forts going down, stop hearing the guns, stop feeling the cold, or if it stays with you forever, part of you, changed you, made you into someone else. The new crews ask questions, want to know what it's like, want to know how to survive. Stay in formation, I tell them. Don't be a straggler, stay close to the other forts. That's where it's safe. Keep your eyes open, call out fighters early. Every second counts. Check your equipment, your oxygen, your guns, your heated suit. Something fails at altitude, you die. And get lucky. That's the most important part. Just get lucky. They don't like that last part. They want to believe skill matters, that training matters, that they control their fate. They'll learn. They'll learn that luck is everything, that you can do everything right and still die, that survival is random, chaotic, unfair. But you can't tell them that. They have to learn it themselves. 17 missions done, 8 to go. 8. That's all. Just 8 more. 6 weeks maybe. If we fly every few days. If the weather holds, if I stay lucky. 8 missions. I'm starting to believe I might actually make it, that I might see 25, that I might go home. For the first time since Regensburg, I'm starting to believe. The P-47s changed everything. If they can escort us all the way, if they can keep the fighters off us, the odds change. The math changes. Maybe 3 out of 10 becomes 5 out of 10. Maybe 6. Maybe I'm one of them. I'm scared to hope, scared to believe. Because hope is dangerous. Hope makes you careless, makes you think about the future, makes you forget that today is what matters. But I can't help it. I can't stop hoping. 8 missions. 8 more times climbing into Sally. 8 more times over Germany. 8 more times coming back. I can do 8. I can survive 8. God willing. Grandmother's rosary is in my hand. I'm praying, really praying, not just words, but meaning it. Please, God. 8 more. That's all I ask. 8 more missions, then I'll go home. I'll marry Dottie. I'll never fly again. I'll never complain about anything again. Just 8 more, please. October 7th, 1943, 2300 hours. Thorpe Abbots. Something's wrong. I can feel it. We all can. No mission today. Stand down. But the tension is worse than before a raid. The base feels like a held breath, like everyone's waiting for something bad to happen. Rumors are flying. Intelligence is planning something big. Multiple groups. Deep penetration. Maximum effort. The ground crews are working double shifts. Every fort on the base is being prepped. Every gun is being cleaned. Every bomb bay is being loaded. That means something big. Something important. Something dangerous. I tried to sleep this afternoon. Couldn't. Just lay in my bunk staring at the ceiling, listening to the sounds outside. Engines, hammering, voices. Nobody's joking. Nobody's playing cards. Everyone's just waiting. Sullivan tried to get a poker game going. Nobody wanted to play. Washington is cleaning his guns for the 3rd time today. They're already clean. He's cleaning them anyway. Bennett is writing letters, one after another. Like he's trying to say everything before it's too late. Ricci is just sitting on his bunk, staring, not moving. Morrison came by. He knows something. Officers always know before enlisted, but he's not saying, can't say, orders. Get some rest, boys, he said. We're flying tomorrow. Early briefing. That's all he'd say. Early briefing means deep target, means long mission, means bad opposition. My stomach is in knots. Can't eat, can't sleep, can't think about anything else. I went to the chapel. Father Byrne was there. Lots of guys were there, more than usual. All of us thinking the same thing. I'm scared, Father, I told him. I know, son, he said. Will God protect me? He was quiet for a long time. I don't know, he finally said. I wish I could promise you that, but I can't. War doesn't work that way. Then what good is prayer? Prayer doesn't change what happens, he said. It changes how you face it, gives you strength, gives you peace, or tries to. Peace. I don't remember what peace feels like. I lit a candle. For Kaz, for my crew, for myself, for everyone flying tomorrow. The candle flame flickered, small and fragile. One breath could blow it out. That's what we are. Small flames in the wind. One good hit and we're gone. I'm wearing my grandmother's rosary. Haven't taken it off. The beads are warm now. From my skin, from my constant touching. Hail Mary, full of grace. I'm writing this by flashlight. After lights out. Most of the guys are pretending to sleep. I can hear them shifting, restless. Nobody's actually sleeping. Tomorrow we fly. Mission 18. Only 7 missions left after tomorrow. 7 away from going home. 7 away from Dottie. From my family. From normal life. So close. So damn close. But I have a bad feeling. Can't shake it. It's like a weight in my chest. A coldness in my bones. Maybe I'm just scared. Maybe that's all it is. Fear. I've been scared before. I'll be scared tomorrow. That's normal, but this feels different. This feels worse. Sullivan just coughed, pretending he was asleep. You awake, Tommy? He asked quietly. Yeah. Me too. Silence for a moment. You think we'll be okay? He asked. Yeah, I lied. We'll be fine. We always are. Yeah, he said. Didn't sound convinced. More silence. Just the wind outside. The distant sound of engines being tested. Tommy? Yeah? If something happens, if I don't make it, tell my family I wasn't scared. Tell them I did my job. Nothing's going to happen, Mike. But if it does, I'll tell them, I said. I promise. Thanks. He's quiet now, maybe sleeping, maybe not. I should try to sleep too. Need to rest, need to be sharp tomorrow. But I can't stop thinking, can't stop feeling that weight, that dread. Please, God, I'm so close. 7 more missions, that's all. Just 7 more. Don't let tomorrow be the day. Please don't let it be tomorrow. The pen is shaking in my hand. I can barely write. I'm terrified. More terrified than I've ever been. Something bad is coming. I can feel it. October 8th, 1943. 300 hours. Thorpe Abbott's. Briefing in 30 minutes. Can't sleep. Nobody can. We're all just lying here, waiting for CQ to come through. My heart is pounding. Has been for hours. Won't stop. I keep checking my equipment, counting it, like a ritual. Like, if I count it enough times, I'll be safe. Heated suit. Check. Flak vest. Check. Parachute. Check. Gloves. All 3 layers. Check. Oxygen mask. Check. Grandmother's rosary. Check. Everything's there. Everything's ready, but I'm not ready. I don't think I'll ever be ready. I can hear guys moving in other huts, getting dressed, getting their gear. Everyone's awake. Everyone knows. This is it. This is the big one. The lights just came on. CQ is coming down the row. 300 hours. Breakfast at 03:15. Briefing at 03:30. My hands won't stop shaking. God, please. Please let me live through today. October 8th, 1943, 23:30 hours. Thorpe Abbott's. We went to Bremen, the submarine yards, deep into Germany. The 8th Air Force sent everything, every group, every fort, maximum effort. 27 bombers didn't come back. 270 men. The 100th lost 7 forts, 70 men. One of them was Major Clevin, Buck Clevin, squadron commander, one of the best pilots in the group. On his 21st mission, 4 away from going home. His fort took hits over the target, Engines out, falling behind the formation. Fighters swarmed him. Last anyone saw, he was going down. He might have bailed out, might be a prisoner, might be dead. Nobody knows. He was supposed to go home. He was almost there. 21 missions, 4 away. The fighters were relentless today, came at us from every angle. The P-47s tried. They really did. But there were too many Germans, too many 109s and 190s. The Thunderbolts couldn't stop them all. Sally took hits. Not bad. Not like Regensburg. But enough. Holes in the wings. Holes in the fuselage. Number 2 engine lost oil pressure. Morrison feathered it. We came home on 3 engines. Chen, our navigator, got hit. Piece of flak came through the nose, cut his leg. Not deep, but it bled. He kept navigating. Got us home. Flight surgeon patched him up. Says he'll be fine. Another 4 in our squadron wasn't as lucky. Lieutenant Carson's crew took a direct flak hit in the bomb bay. Full load of bombs. The whole aircraft exploded. Just a flash of orange. Then nothing. Gone. 10 men. Instantly. Carson was getting married on his next leave. Had the ring in his footlocker. Someone will have to mail it home. Tell his fiancée. Tell her he's not coming back. I'm so tired. Tired in my bones, in my soul. Every mission takes something from you. A piece of yourself. Your innocence, your hope, your belief that you'll survive. After enough missions, there's not much left. Just a shell. Just someone going through the motions. Flying because that's what you do. Waiting for it to end. One way or another. The replacement crews from 2 weeks ago are gone. Half of them. Already gone. Didn't even learn their names. Didn't want to. What's the point? They'll be gone soon anyway. Why get attached? That sounds cruel. Cold. But it's survival. You can't grieve for everyone. You can't feel for everyone. You'd go insane. So you shut down. Lock it away. Feel nothing. Until you're alone. Until it's quiet. Then it all comes back. All the faces, all the names, all the deaths. I'm writing this in the dark. Can't turn on the light. Don't want to wake anyone. Don't want them to see me like this. My hands are shaking. Still. Hours after landing, can't make them stop. We fly again tomorrow. Intelligence says the weather's good. Says we're going back up. Tomorrow. Already. No rest. No time to process. Just the next mission. Always the next mission. 18 down. 7 to go. 7 missions between me and home. 7 missions between me and Dottie. 7 missions between me and a life where I never have to see another bomber, another fighter, another death. 7. But Major Clevin only needed 4. Only 4 more. And he's gone. How many missions you've completed doesn't matter. You're just as vulnerable on your last mission as your first. Maybe more. Maybe by the end you're tired, slow, making mistakes. Maybe that's when they get you. I can't think like that. Can't let myself go down that path. Have to stay focused. Stay sharp. 7 more times. 7. My grandmother's rosary is in my hand. The beads are slick with sweat. Or tears. Can't tell. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Is this my hour? Is it coming soon? Will I know when it happens? Or will it be sudden? Like Carson. One flash, then nothing. I'm scared. So scared I can't breathe, can't think, can't do anything but sit here and shake. 7 more missions. Please, God, 7 more. That's all. Just 7. Let me go home. October 9th, 1943, 0100 hours. Thorpe Abbots. Just got back from briefing. We're going to Marienburg, East Prussia, Poland, the Focke-Wulf factory. It's the longest mission the 8th Air Force has ever flown. Over 1,100 miles, round trip, 6 hours in the air, maybe more. We'll be over enemy territory almost the whole time. Germany, Poland, back through Germany. The P-47s can't escort us all the way. Not enough range. They'll take us part way. Then we're on our own. The intelligence officer said to expect heavy fighter opposition. Maybe 100 German fighters. Maybe more. 100. The whole briefing room was silent when he said that. Colonel Harding tried to sound confident. Tried to say we'd be fine. That the mission was important. That hitting the factory would save lives in the long run. Nobody looked convinced. This is mission 19. 6 more after this. But first, I have to survive this one. Takeoff is at 0700, 3 hours. Should try to sleep, won't be able to, nobody will. Sullivan is chain smoking, Washington is packing his things, just in case. Just so someone can mail them home if he doesn't come back. Bennett is praying, on his knees next to his bunk, hands clasped, eyes closed, lips moving silently. I should pray too. Dear God, I'm so tired. Tired of being scared. Tired of watching men die. Tired of waiting for my turn. But I don't want to die. Not today. Not yet. 6 more missions. That's all I need. 6 more. Please. Please let me have 6 more. The base is quiet. Too quiet. Like everyone's holding their breath. 3 hours until takeoff. Then 1100 miles. Then 6 hours of fighters and flak. Then home. If we're lucky. October 9th, 1943, 2200 hours. Thorpe Abbotts. We're alive. Sally came back. The 100th lost nobody, but the rest of the 8th lost at least 80 forts. Maybe more. 800 men. 800. In one day, one mission, the deepest raid in history. And the costliest. Marienburg was hell. The fighters came up in waves, stayed with us for hours, attacked from every angle, every direction. I fired until my gun barrel glowed, until my shoulders were raw, until I couldn't lift my arms anymore. Forts going down all around us, to the left, to the right, above us, below us, just falling out of the sky, spinning, burning, breaking apart, bodies, parachutes, debris. The sky was full of it. One fort took a hit right in the nose. The whole front section exploded. The rest of the plane kept flying for a few seconds, headless. Then it nosed over, gone. Another fort's wing folded, just folded in half, like paper. The plane rolled, went inverted, fell. The flak over the target was a solid curtain, black smoke. Explosions, shrapnel raining down. Sally shook so hard I thought she'd come apart. But she held together. She always does. Sally's tough. Tougher than us. We lost one engine over the target. Number 4 again. Always number 4. Morrison kept us in formation, kept us flying. The fighters followed us all the way back to the German border. Hours of constant attack, wave after wave. I saw things today I'll never forget. Never be able to unsee. A man fell past our fort. No shoot, just falling. Arms and legs spread, tumbling. I watched him until he disappeared into the clouds below. A fort exploded right above us, just disintegrated. Pieces raining down. Something hit our wing, bounced off. Could have been anything. Could have been someone. By the time we reached England, I was numb. Couldn't feel anything. Couldn't think. Just existed. Landing was at 1900 hours. 12 hours since takeoff. Longest mission of my life. Interrogation was chaos. Everyone talking at once, trying to count losses, trying to figure out who made it back, who didn't. The numbers are still coming in, at least 80 forts, maybe more. Some might have landed in neutral countries. Some might have made it to Russia. Most didn't make it anywhere. The 100th was lucky today. We all came back, damaged, shot up, but back. Other groups weren't as lucky. The 91st lost 12. The 351st lost 15. The numbers keep growing. How long can we keep doing this? How many more missions like this can we survive? They're calling it the first big raid by the 8th Air Force. The biggest strike yet. A statement. A show of force. A bloodbath. We hit the target. Intelligence says we destroyed half the factory. Set production back months. Was it worth it? 80 bombers? 800 men? Was it worth that? I don't know. I can't answer that. I just know that a lot of good men died today. Andy continued, D, I'm still here. Why? Why them and not me? What makes me special? What makes me deserve to live when they die? Nothing. Nothing makes me special. I'm not braver, not smarter, not better, just luckier, just still breathing. 19 missions down. 6 to go. I'm so close, so damn close. But after today, 6 missions feels like an eternity. 6 more times risking everything. 6 more times rolling the dice. How many times can you roll before the dice come up wrong? I don't know. But I'm about to find out. My grandmother's rosary is broken. The string snapped during the mission. Beads scattered across the waste floor. I tried to find them all. Got most of them. Maybe. I've tied the string back together. Crude knot. Rough. But it holds. Like me. Broken, but still holding together. Barely. Tomorrow we might fly again, or we might stand down. Weather's supposed to be bad. Heavy clouds, rain. Hope it rains for a week. Hope we never fly again. But we will. Tomorrow or the next day. We always do. 6 more times. God help me. 6 more times. October 10th, 1943. 200 hours. Thorpe Abbots. They're sending us up again. Already. 1 day after Marienburg. 1 day of rest. Now we're going again. Münster, Germany, city center. Not military targets, not factories, just the city. Civilians. That's what we're bombing. Civilians. The briefing was strange, quiet. Usually there's chatter, nervous energy, questions. Not tonight. Everyone just stared at the map, at the red ribbon stretching to Münster, at Colonel Harding explaining the mission. Transportation hub, he said. Railway stations, marshalling yards, military significance. But we all know what it really is. Terror bombing, area bombing, what the HAF does at night. Now we're doing it in daylight. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Enemy combatants are one thing. Soldiers, sailors, fighter pilots, they signed up for this. They chose this. But civilians, women, children, people just living their lives? Bennett spoke up. Rare for enlisted to speak at briefing. But he did. Sir, are we really bombing the city itself? Colonel Harding looked tired, old, like he'd aged 10 years in the last week. We bombed the targets we're given, Sergeant, he said. The targets someone above my pay grade decides are necessary. That's all. Following orders. That's the answer? Always the answer. But I'm the one dropping the bombs. Well, Hayes is. Our bombardier. But I'm part of the crew, part of the machine. I'm complicit. Does that make me a war criminal? Does that make me a murderer? Or does it make me a soldier following orders? I don't know. Can't think about it. If I start thinking about it, I'll go crazy. I'll refuse to fly. I'll be court-martialed. I'll be shot. So, you don't think. You just do. You climb in the fort. You man your gun. You drop the chames. You go home. And you try not to think about what happened to the people below. Try. Usually fail. The mission is set for 0800 hours. 6 hours from now. Should sleep. Can't. Nobody can. The hut is silent. Everyone lost in their own thoughts, their own fears, their own doubts. Sullivan hasn't said a word in hours. Just sits on his bunk, staring. Washington is writing. Letter after letter. Like yesterday, like he knows something. I'm writing too. Writing this. Writing to Dottie. Writing to my parents. Writing everything I want to say. Just in case. Just in case 20 missions is all I get. Just in case today is the day. 5 more after today. Just 5. So close to the end. But something feels wrong. Worse than before Marienburg. Worse than before Bremen. A tightness in my chest. A weight. A certainty. Maybe I'm just tired. Exhausted. 3 major missions in 3 days. That'll break anyone. But it feels like more than that. It feels like an ending. I'm not superstitious. Well, I am. We all are. Lucky socks, lucky coins, lucky routines. We're all superstitious. But this is different. This is a feeling. A premonition. Like I'm standing on the edge of something, and I'm about to fall. My grandmother's rosary is in my pocket, broken and retied, held together by a knot in prayer. Like me, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. I'm praying, really praying. Every prayer I know, every prayer my grandmother taught me. Please God, not today, not yet. 5 more. Just give me 5 more. Let me see 25. Let me go home. Let me hold Dottie again. Let me see my family. Please. The base is starting to wake up. I can hear trucks, voices, the sound of engines warming up. 2 hours until briefing. 4 hours until takeoff. I should write to Kaz, should tell him I love him, should tell him to be safe, to survive, should tell him a lot of things. But what if he's already dead? What if he's been dead for weeks and I don't know it? What if I'm writing to a ghost? No, can't think like that. Kaz is fine. He's tough, tougher than me. He'll survive. We'll both survive. We have to. Sullivan just spoke. First words in hours. Tommy? Yeah? If I don't make it, tell them I wasn't afraid. You said that before, Mike. Nothing's going to happen. Just promise me. I promise. He nodded, lay back down, closed his eyes. I should do the same. Should try to rest. But I can't stop writing, can't stop thinking, can't stop feeling like I'm running out of time. This might be the last entry. This might be the last time I write in this diary. If someone finds this, if someone reads this, remember us, remember the bloody 100th. Remember what we did, what we tried to do. Remember that we were brave even when we were terrified. That we flew even when the odds were against us. That we fought even when we knew we might not come back. Remember Tommy Kowalczyk, 20 years old, from Pittsburgh, left waist gunner, loved a girl named Dottie, had a brother named Kaz, wanted to go home. Remember that I was here, that I lived, that I mattered. Remember. October 10th, 1943, 2200 hours. Location unknown. I'm alive. Sally is gone. The crew is gone. Everything is gone. But I'm alive. Let me try to write this. Try to remember. Everything's confused, fragmented, like a nightmare I can't wake up from. We took off at 0800, 13 forts from the 100th. The combat boxes, tight formation, the Munster raid, mission 20, 5 more to go. Just 5. The fighters came up early, before we even reached Germany. They knew we were coming, knew our route, knew everything. They hit us hard, harder than Marienburg, harder than Regensburg, harder than anything, wave after wave, 109s, 190s, twin-engine 110s. They came from everywhere, every direction, no break, no pause, just constant attack. The P-47s tried, stayed with us as long as they could, but there were too many Germans, too many fighters. The Thunderbolts got overwhelmed, had to break off, low on fuel, low on ammunition. Then we were alone. 12 forts from the 100th fell behind, one by one, engines out, damaged, slowing, falling out of formation, stragglers. That's what we were. And stragglers don't survive. The fighters swarmed, like sharks smelling blood. They knew we were vulnerable, knew we were done. I fired and fired and fired. Bennett fired, Washington fired, Hayes in the nose, Sullivan in the top turret, everyone firing, trying to keep them off. But there were too many. A 20mm shell hit our number 2 engine, exploded. Engine caught fire. Morrison feathered it, activated the extinguisher, fire went out. But the engine was gone. Then number 3 took hits. Oil pressure dropping, temperature rising. Morrison had to feather that one too. 2 engines, out of 4. We couldn't keep up, couldn't stay in formation. Sally was dying. Morrison's voice on the intercom. Calm, always calm, even now. We're going down, boys. Get ready to bail. Bail. Jump out of the plane. Fall through the sky. Hope your chute opens. Hope you land alive. Hope the Germans don't shoot you on the way down. I grabbed my chute, clipped it on. Heart pounding so hard I thought it would burst. Number 4 engine started smoking, then caught fire. Fire suppressant wasn't working. The fire spread, dancing along the wing, getting bigger. Bail out, Morrison shouted. Bail out now. Chen went first. Through the nose hatch, Hayes right after. I saw their chutes open, white flowers against the sky. Delgado followed, then Sullivan from the top turret. Bennett looked at me, face white, eyes wide. Yeah, go, I shouted. Jump. He nodded, moved to the door, hesitated. Jump, I screamed. He jumped. I looked back. Ritchie was climbing out of the ball turret. Washington was coming forward from the tail. The fort lurched, wing dipped. We were spinning, going down. I jumped. The wind hit me like a wall, tore the breath from my lungs. I was falling, tumbling, sky and ground spinning, couldn't tell which way was up. I pulled the ripcord. Nothing. Pulled again, harder. The chute opened. jerked me hard. My harness cut into my legs, my chest, but I was falling slower, floating. I looked up, saw Sally above me, on fire, both wings burning. She rolled over, nosed down, fell. I watched her fall, watched her burn, watched her die. She'd brought me home 19 times, not 20, 19. She hit the ground, exploded, black smoke and orange fire, gone. I looked around, counted shoots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, counting me. But there's 10 of us. 10 crew members. Where are the others? I was still falling. The ground was coming up, fields, trees, a village. I hit hard, rolled. Pain shot through my ankle, my shoulder, but I was down. I was alive. I tried to stand. Ankle wouldn't hold weight, sprained, maybe broken. I gathered my chute, tried to hide it, tried to run, but I couldn't run, could barely walk. I heard voices, German voices, shouting. They were coming. I pulled out my grandmother's rosary, held it tight. Then they were there. German soldiers, civilians with pitchforks, angry, so angry. One of them hit me, fist to the face. I went down. Another kicked me, ribs, stomach, head. I curled up, tried to protect myself. But they kept hitting, kept kicking. Someone was shouting, German, couldn't understand, but the tone was clear. Angry, hateful, murderer, terrorist, baby killer. We just bombed their city, maybe their families, their friends, their children. And here I was, the enemy, helpless, at their mercy. I thought they'd kill me, thought that was the end. Beaten to death in a German field, never going home, never seeing Dottie, never completing my tour. 20 missions, that's all, just 20. Then a German officer arrived, shouted at the civilians, pushed them back, pointed a pistol at them. They backed off, grudgingly, still angry, still hateful. The officer pulled me to my feet. My face was bleeding, my ribs screamed, my ankle wouldn't hold weight. He said something in German. I didn't understand. American, I said. Sergeant, U.S. Army Air Forces. He nodded, gestured to soldiers. They grabbed me, hauled me away. I looked back, saw other chutes in the distance, my crew, some of them. How many survived? How many are captured? How many are dead? I don't know anything. They threw me in a truck, drove. I don't know where. Everything's a blur. Pain and fear and shock. They brought me here. A building. Looks like a school. Or was. Now it's a holding area. For prisoners. There's other Americans here. Shot down today. From other crews. Other forts. One of them says the 100th was slaughtered. Says 12 out of 13 forts went down. 12 out of 13. The entire group. Gone. I can't process that. Can't understand it. 12 forts. 120 men. All gone. Who survived? Who made it? Morrison, Sullivan, Washington, Bennett, Ricci? I don't know. Maybe I'll never know. My hands are shaking so bad I can barely write. The pencil keeps slipping. A German guard gave me this paper. This pencil. Don't know why. Maybe pity. Maybe he doesn't care. I'm writing this fast. Before they take it away. Before they move me. Before anything else happens. 20 missions. That's all I got. 20 out of 25. 80%. Almost there. But almost doesn't. Count. I'm a prisoner now. POW, prisoner of war. How long will I be here? Until the war ends? That could be years. Could be never if Germany wins. Dottie will get a telegram. Missing in action. Not killed. Not yet, but missing. Not coming home. Not for a long time. My parents will cry. My sister will cry. They'll pray. Hope. Wait. And I'll be here, wherever here is. Behind bars. Behind wire. Behind enemy lines. The war's not over for me. It's just different now. No more missions. No more flying. No more Sally. Just survival. Day by day. Until the war ends. Until someone wins. Until I can go home. If I ever can. My grandmother's rosary is still in my pocket, still intact, broken and retied, but intact. Like me, I'm alive. That's something. That's everything. Sullivan was right. I should have promised everyone. Not just him, should have promised all of them. If they're reading this, if someone finds this and sends it home, if Dottie ever sees it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't make it to 25. I'm sorry I'm not coming home. Not yet. But I'm alive, and I'll keep fighting, keep surviving, keep hoping, until I see you again. I love you, Dottie. I love you so much. Tell my family I'm okay. Tell them I'm alive. Tell them I'll come home someday. Tell them the guard is coming. He's taking the paper, taking the pencil. I don't know when I'll write again, if I'll write again. But I'm alive. Remember that. I'm alive. October 11th, 1943, evening. Holding cell. Location unknown. They let me keep the diary. The guard gave it back. Don't know why. Maybe he read it. Maybe he felt something. Maybe he just doesn't care. I've been here 24 hours. Or feels like it. Hard to tell. No windows, no clocks, just walls and other prisoners. There's 6 of us in this room. All shot down yesterday. All from the Munster raid. Staff Sergeant Williams, ball turret gunner, from the 351st Group. His whole crew is dead. He's the only one who got out. Lieutenant Parker, navigator, from the 91st. Broken arm, face swollen. He was beaten too. Technical Sergeant Jones, radio operator, from the 100th. 418th Squadron. He says only 1 fort from our group made it back to England. 1 out of 13. 1. Lieutenant Robert Rosenthal's crew, Rosie. Everyone knows Rosie. Good pilot, lucky pilot. 12 forts shot down. 120 men. Some bailed out, some are here. Prisoners, some are dead. Most are dead. Jones was on one of the forts that went down. He saw what happened, saw the fighters swarm, saw the forts falling, one after another after another. It was slaughter, he said. Pure slaughter. They hunted us down, picked us off one by one. He's crying now, quietly, trying to hide it. We're all crying, or trying not to. Yesterday we were airmen, combat crew, sergeants and lieutenants and officers. Men with a job, with a purpose. Now we're just prisoners, defeated, captured, helpless. The Germans interrogated me this morning. 2 men in suits, not military, intelligence, Gestapo maybe. They knew things, knew about the 100th, knew about Thorpe Abbots, knew about our losses, knew our casualty rate. The bloody 100th, one said in English, good English, American accent almost. You've earned that name. I gave him my name, rank, serial number. That's all. That's the rule. Name, rank, serial number. He smiled. Not kind, not cruel, just tired. We already know everything, Sergeant Kowalczyk. We know your squadron, your aircraft number, your crew positions, your pilot's name, your bombardier, your navigator. We know it all. Then why ask? Because we like to be thorough. They asked about targets, about tactics, about morale, about new equipment. I gave them nothing. Name, rank, serial number. They didn't push, didn't threaten, just asked. When I didn't answer, they shrugged, moved on. After an hour, they let me go. Back to the cell, back to the other prisoners. They tried to break me, I told Jones. Did they? No. Good. But I'm already broken. We all are. You don't survive Münster without breaking. My ankle is better, still swollen, but I can walk. Ribs hurt, but they're not broken. Face is bruised, cut above my eye. But I'm intact, physically anyway. Mentally is harder. I keep seeing Sally go down, keep seeing her burn, keep wondering who else made it out. Morrison. Did he make it? Did he get out in time? Sullivan. He was in the top turret. Hard to bail from there. Did he make it? Washington. From the tail. Even harder. The tail section was damaged. Could he get out? Delgado, Chen, Hayes, Bennett, Ricci. Did any of them survive? Or am I the only one? Williams says they're moving us tomorrow. To a transit camp, Dulag Luft, near Frankfurt. All prisoners go through there. Interrogation, processing, then permanent camps. How long will I be a prisoner? Months? Years? Until the war ends? When will that be? 1944? 1945? Later? Too many questions. No answers. The guard brought food earlier. Black bread, watery soup, coffee that isn't coffee. Ersatz, made from acorns or something. It's awful. But I ate it. Have to keep my strength. Have to survive. That's the new mission, not 25 bombing raids, just survival, day by day, until liberation, until freedom, until home. I'm writing this on the floor, hunched over, using the last of the daylight from under the door. My grandmother's rosary is in my hands. I'm praying, same prayers as always, but they feel different now, more desperate, more necessary. Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Keep me alive, keep me strong, keep me sane. Bring me home someday. That's all I ask. October 13th, 1943, afternoon. Dulag Luft, near Frankfurt. They moved us this morning. Truck convoy. 20 prisoners. All airmen. All shot down in the last week. Dulag Luft is a transit camp, holding area. Looks like a prison. Fences. Guard. Towers. Barracks. We're in solitary cells now. 1 man per cell. 3 meters by 2 meters. Cot. Bucket. Nothing else. They interrogated me again. Different men. Military this time. Luftwaffe intelligence. They showed me photographs. Aerial reconnaissance of Thorpe Abbots, taken weeks ago. They knew the base layout better than I did. They showed me names, lists of crews, of casualties, of survivors. Your crew, one officer said. Steel City Sally. Where are they? I don't know. You were the left waist gunner. Yes. Lieutenant Morrison was your pilot. I said nothing. Name, rank, serial number. He's alive, the officer said. He's here, in this camp. Would you like to see him? My heart jumped. Morrison alive. Here, my pilot, my friend. Yes, I said. Then tell us about your bomb site, the Norden site. How does it work? A trap. They were lying, using Morrison to get information. I don't know anything about the bomb site, I said. I'm a waist gunner. I don't use it. But you've seen it. No. Your bombardier uses it every mission. I'm in the waist. He's in the nose. I never see it. The officer stared at me, measuring, deciding if I was telling the truth. I was. I've never seen the Norden site up close. It's classified. Secret. The bombardiers don't talk about it. Finally, he sighed. Back to your cell, Sergeant. I haven't seen Morrison. Don't know if he's really here. Don't know if he's alive. Don't know anything. The cell is cold. No heat. 1 thin blanket. The cot is hard. Metal frame. Straw mattress. But it's better than being dead. I've been thinking about the mission count. Where I stand. Where it all ended. 20 missions completed. 5 short of going home. How many of the 100th are left? How many crews? How many men? Jones said the group lost 77% of its air echelon in the first 4 months. 77%. That's not sustainable. That's not a unit. That's a death sentence with a flag on it. But they'll rebuild, bring in new crews, new forts, new replacements, and they'll fly again, and they'll lose more men, and they'll rebuild again. Until the war ends, or until there's nobody left. I wonder about the guys I trained with, back at Lowry Field, at Tyndall, at Wendover. How many are still alive? How many made it past 10 missions? Past 20? How many completed their tour? Not many. The numbers don't lie. 80% casualty rate. Only 20% make it to 25. I was part of the 80%, part of the majority, part of the dead and captured and broken. 5 missions short, so damn close. If we'd flown a week earlier, if the weather had been different, if the fighters hadn't come, if Sally had held together just a little longer. If. But none of that matters. What happened happened. Sally's gone. The crew is scattered, dead or captured or wounded or back in England wondering what happened to us. And I'm here, in a cell, in Germany, in a war that's not over. Time passes differently here, slower, each minute stretches, each hour drags. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, just sit, wait, think. Too much thinking, too much remembering. I can see it all. Every mission, every flight, every death. The fort that exploded over Regensburg, the bodies falling over Marienburg, Sally going down over Münster, frame after frame, image after image, burned into my memory, permanent, inescapable. Is this what it'll be like forever, trapped with these memories, unable to forget, unable to move past? I hope not. I hope someday it fades, becomes distant, less sharp, less painful, but right now it's fresh, raw, bleeding. The guard brought food, same black bread, same watery soup. I'm eating less now, not hungry, stomach tight. Everything hurts, but I have to eat, have to stay strong, have to survive. That's the mission now, survival. I'm writing this by the light under the door, almost dark, almost time to stop. My grandmother's rosary is around my neck, under my shirt, against my skin. The beads are warm, solid, real, something to hold on to, something that connects me to before, to home, to myself. I'm still Tommy Kowalczyk, still 20 years old, still from Pittsburgh, still engaged to Dottie, still have a brother somewhere in Sicily, still have a family waiting for me, still alive. That's what matters, still alive. October 15th, 1943, evening, Dulag Luft. News came today, from other prisoners, from guards, from whispers and rumors. Yesterday, October 14th, the 8th Air Force flew another maximum effort raid. Schweinfurt. The ball-bearing factories, second time hitting that target. They sent 291 bombers, 60 didn't come back, 600 men, in one day. One raid. They're calling it Black Thursday, the worst single-day losses in 8th Air Force history, worse than Regensburg, worse than Münster, worse than anything. 21% of the force, gone. The guards are celebrating, boasting, saying the American air offensive is broken, saying we can't sustain losses like this, saying we'll stop bombing Germany. I hope they're wrong, but maybe they're right. How many more men can die before the brass says enough? Before they call it off? Before they admit the doctrine was wrong? Unescorted daylight bombing doesn't work. We've proven that. We've paid for that knowledge with thousands of lives. But maybe now they'll listen. Maybe now they'll change tactics. Maybe now they'll wait for long-range escorts before sending us back. Maybe. More prisoners arrived today. Shot down yesterday over Schweinfurt. Young guys. Replacement crews. Some on their first mission. First and last. One kid, can't be more than 19, keeps crying. Can't stop. He watched his whole crew die. Got out alone. Doesn't understand why he lived, and they didn't. I want to tell him there's no reason, no logic, just luck, random, cruel, unfair, but he'll figure that out himself. Or he won't. Either way, there's nothing I can say. Another prisoner says he was with the 100th, replacement crew, arrived at Thorpe Abbotts last week, flew his first mission yesterday, didn't even get to learn everyone's names before he was shot down. He says the base is devastated, says there's almost nobody left from the original air echelon, says it's all replacements now, fresh crews, kids, says they're calling October the worst month in the group's history. October 8th, 9th, 10th, 14th, 4 major raids, 4 disasters. Black Week. That's what they're calling it. The week that broke the 100th. The week that broke the 8th Air Force. I asked if he knew anything about my crew. About Sally's crew. He didn't. Too new. Didn't know anyone. I'm starting to accept I'll never know. Never know who survived. Who died. Who made it out. Maybe that's better. Maybe not knowing is easier than knowing. Or maybe it's worse. Maybe the uncertainty is its own kind of torture. I've been thinking about Dottie, about what she knows, what she's been told. By now she'll have received a telegram, missing in action, not killed, not confirmed, just missing. That's almost worse than dead. Dead has finality, closure. Missing is limbo. Hope and dread and waiting. She'll wait. I know she will. She'll wait and hope and pray, maybe for months, maybe for years. What if the war lasts 5 more years? What if I'm a prisoner until 1948, 1949? Will she still be waiting? Will she still love me? Will she still want to marry me? Or will she move on? Find someone else. Someone who's there. Someone who's whole. Someone who didn't watch men burn. I don't know. Can't know. All I can do is survive, stay alive, stay sane, and hope. The guards say we're moving soon, to permanent camps somewhere in Germany, somewhere away from the front lines, prisoner of war camps, Stalag Luft, that's what they call them, camps specifically for Air Force prisoners. Conditions vary. Some camps are decent, some are bad, some are terrible. No way to know which one I'll end up in. Just have to hope, have to endure. 20 missions. That's what I completed. 80% of my tour. Under normal circumstances, that would mean something. Would mean I'd almost made it. Almost gone home. But these aren't normal circumstances. And almost doesn't count. I'm writing this in the dark now. Can barely see the page. The light under the door is fading. Tomorrow might bring movement. Might bring answers. Might bring nothing. All I can do is wait. And pray. And remember. Remember Sally. Remember my crew. Remember everyone who didn't make it. Remember that I'm still here, still alive, still Tommy. That has to be enough. For now, that has to be enough. October 20th, 1943, evening. Stalag Luft 3, Sagen, Germany. I'm at my permanent camp now. Moved here 3 days ago. Long train ride. Cattle cars. 40 prisoners packed in. No food, no water, no bathroom, just a bucket in the corner. Took 2 days. Nobody complained. Compared to combat, compared to dying, it was nothing. Stalag Luft 3 is huge, bigger than I expected. Thousands of prisoners, mostly RAF, some Americans, more arriving every week. The camp is divided into compounds. North compound for RAF, East compound for Americans and some RAF, other compounds for different nationalities. I'm in the center compound, all American Air Force, mostly sergeants and enlisted men. Officers are in separate compounds. The compound is surrounded by double fences, barbed wire, 3 meters apart. Guards patrol between them. If you go between the fences, they shoot. No warning, just shoot. Beyond the fences is a warning wire, 30 meters from the fence. You cross that wire, they shoot, no questions. Beyond that, forest, German countryside. We're in Silesia, eastern Germany, near Poland. Escape is nearly impossible. The fence, the guards, the warning wire, the distance from any border, and even if you get out, where do you go? Germany is enormous. The nearest neutral country is hundreds of miles away. But men still try, still plan, still hope. I'm not one of them. Not yet, anyway. Right now, I'm just trying to survive. Adjust. Figure out this new world. The barracks are wooden huts. Each hut holds about 40 men. Triple-tier bunks, straw mattresses, 2 thin blankets, a small stove in the center, never enough coal. The food is terrible. Black bread in the morning, watery soup at midday, more bread in the evening, maybe some potatoes, maybe some meat, usually not. We get Red Cross parcels once a week if we're lucky. That's the real food. Canned meat, chocolate, coffee, cigarettes. The parcels are survival. Without them, we'd starve. The German rations aren't enough. Not nearly enough. But I'm eating, staying strong, staying alive. I've met other prisoners from the 100th. Not many. Maybe 20 total in this compound, shot down over the last few months, scattered across different raids. Major John Egan is here. Bucky Egan, squadron commander from the 418th, shot down over Münster, same day as me. He's in the officer's compound, but word travels. He's alive. He survived. I heard Major Clevin is here too. Buck Cleven, shot down over Bremen on October 8th, 2 days before Münster. 2 squadron commanders. captured, gone. The 100th is losing its leadership, its experience, its best men, but they're alive. That's something. I asked around about my crew, about Morrison, about Sullivan, about the others. Nobody knows. Nobody's seen them. Could be in different compounds, could be in different camps, could be dead. I'll probably never know. That's hard. Harder than I expected. Not knowing, not having closure. But that's life now. Uncertainty. Questions with no answers. Loss with no resolution. I'm adjusting, learning the routines, learning the rules, learning how to survive here. Morning roll call at 0600. Appel. Everyone to continue. Stands in formation. Germans count us. Make sure nobody escaped. Takes hours sometimes. Then breakfast. Then the day. Nothing to do. Nowhere to go. Just wait. Exist. Some men work. Volunteer labor. Cooking. Cleaning. Helping with camp maintenance. Gets you extra food sometimes. Extra privileges. Some men study. There's a camp library. Books donated by the Red Cross. Some men are taking classes. Learning languages. Studying engineering. Trying to keep their minds sharp. Some men just wait. Count days. Mark calendars. Wait for the war to end. I'm somewhere in between. Working a little. Reading a little. Mostly just existing. The hardest part is the boredom. The monotony. Every day the same. Wake up. Roll call. Eat. Wait. Eat. Wait. Sleep. No purpose. No mission. No goal except survival. In Sally, every day was different. Every mission brought new challenges, new dangers, new reasons to stay sharp. Here, every day is identical. Gray. Empty. Endless. I'm trying to stay positive. Trying to remember this is temporary. The war will end, someday, and I'll go home. But when? 1944? 1945? Later? Nobody knows. The guards don't tell us anything. The news we get is weeks old, filtered, incomplete. All we know is the war continues, men are dying, battles are being fought, but we're not part of it anymore. We're just prisoners, waiting, surviving, hoping. My grandmother's rosary is still with me, still around my neck. I pray every night, every morning, not for rescue, not for liberation, just for strength, for patience, for sanity. Keep me alive, keep me whole. Bring me home someday. That's all I ask. 20 missions completed, 5 short of the goal, close enough to taste it, far enough to break your heart. But I'm alive. That's more than a lot of men can say, more than Carson, more than Parker, more than Schmidt, more than hundreds of others. I'm alive. And as long as I'm alive, there's hope. October 25th, 1943, afternoon. Stalag Luft 3. We're allowed to write letters now. 1 letter per month. Censored, limited words, but something. I spent all morning composing 1 letter to Dottie. Wrote it 10 times. Crossed out half of it, started over. What do you say? How do you explain what happened? How do you tell someone you love that you're a prisoner, that you don't know when you'll see them again? You can't explain, you can only try. Here's what I wrote. My dearest Dottie, I'm alive and well. I'm a prisoner of war in Germany. Don't worry, the camp is decent. I'm being treated fairly. I'm healthy and safe. I miss you more than words can say. I think about you every day, about your smile, your laugh, the way you wrinkle your nose when you're concentrating, the way you smell like lilacs in spring. I think about our plans, our future, our wedding. I still want all of that. I still want to marry you. I still want to spend my life with you. This isn't how I imagined things would go. I thought I'd complete my beat tour, come home, be with you. But war doesn't follow plans. I don't know when I'll be released, when the war will end, when I'll see you again. But I will see you again. I promise I'll come home. Someday. Until then, please wait for me. Please keep loving me. Please don't forget me. Tell my family I'm okay. Tell them I love them. Tell Kaz to stay safe. All my love, Tommy. 150 words. That's the limit. That's all I get to say. All I get to express. A lifetime of feeling compressed into 150 words. It's not enough. Will never be enough. But it's something. She'll know I'm alive. She'll know I love her. She'll know I'm coming home. Eventually. I gave the letter to the camp censor. German officer who reads every letter, checks for coded messages, for intelligence, for anything prohibited. He'll read my words to Dottie, my private thoughts, my love, everything. That feels wrong, violating, but there's no choice. That's the system. The letter will take weeks to reach her, maybe months. By the time she reads it, Christmas will be here. Maybe past. Christmas as a prisoner. That's depressing. Last Christmas I was home. Pittsburgh. Snow falling. Mom cooking pierogies. Helena complaining about school. Dad pretending he wasn't worried about his sons. Dottie came over for dinner. We exchanged gifts. I gave her a bracelet. Silver with a small heart charm. She gave me a photograph. Her in a blue dress, smiling. I still have that photograph. In my pocket, folded, worn, but intact. I look at it every night. Remember what she looks like, what her voice sounds like, what her hand feels like in mine. I'm terrified I'll forget, that too much time will pass, that her face will fade from my memory, that I'll lose her even before I'm free. But the photograph helps, keeps her real, keeps her close. Other prisoners have photographs too, wives, girlfriends, children. We all carry them, all look at them, all remember. It's what keeps us human, what keeps us connected to the world outside, to the people we love, to the lives we had. Without them, we'd just be numbers. Prisoners, nothing more. But with them, we're still men, still connected, still hopeful. The days are getting shorter, colder. Winter is coming. They say winters here are brutal. Snow, ice, temperatures far below freezing. The huts aren't insulated. The stoves barely work. The blankets are thin. It's going to be hard. Harder than anything so far. But I've survived worse. Survived -50 at altitude. Survived combat. Survived being shot down. I can survive winter. I can survive prison. I can survive until I go home. I have to believe that. Have to hold on to that. Because without it, what's the point? A prisoner asked me yesterday how many missions I flew. When I told him 20, he whistled. That's more than most, he said. You almost made it. Almost. That word again. Yeah, I said. Almost. Could be worse, he said. Could be dead. He's right. Could be worse. Could be buried in Germany. Could be scattered across a field. Could be nothing but a telegram to my parents. But I'm here, alive, breathing, thinking, feeling. That's worth something. That's worth everything. I'm writing this sitting on my bunk. The hut is crowded, loud, men talking, playing cards, arguing about nothing, trying to pass the time. It's hard to find quiet, hard to find space to think. But sometimes thinking is the last thing you want to do. Sometimes distraction is better. Sometimes noise is preferable to silence. Because in silence you remember. In silence you see. In silence the memories come back. And they always come back. Sally burning, falling, hitting the ground, exploding. The forts over Münster, 12 out of 13. Shot down, gone. The bodies falling. The chutes that didn't open. The fires that wouldn't stop. Frame after frame. Image after image. Forever. Is this what the rest of my life will be? Haunted by what I saw? By what I did? I don't know. I hope not. But right now, that's all there is. Memories and waiting. Waiting and memories. Until something changes. Until the war ends. Until I go home. However long that takes. October 30th, 1943, evening. Stalag Luft 3. News filtered in today, through the guards, through whispers, through the secret radio some prisoners have hidden somewhere in the camp. After Black Thursday, the Schweinfurt raid on October 14th, the 8th Air Force has suspended deep penetration missions. Suspended. No more raids into Germany without fighter escort. No more missions beyond the range of the P-47s. The doctrine was wrong. Unescorted daylight bombing doesn't work. The losses proved it. The casualties proved it. Thousands of men died to prove it. And now they're changing tactics. Finally. Too late for most of us. But maybe not too late for the ones still flying. Maybe not too late for the guys at Thorpe Abbott's. The replacements, the new crews. Maybe they'll survive. Maybe they'll make it to 25. Maybe they'll go home. I hope so. I really do. The news is spreading through the camp. Everyone's talking about it. Some are happy, vindicated, we were right. The brass were wrong. Some are angry. We died for nothing. Our sacrifice didn't matter. They could have figured it out earlier, before Regensburg, before Münster, before Black Thursday. Some don't care. What's done is done. Can't change the past. Can only survive the present. I don't know how I feel. All of those things. None of them. Everything's mixed together, complicated, conflicting. Was it worth it? The 20 missions, the losses, the dead, the captured? Did we accomplish anything? Did we damage Germany enough to justify the cost? I don't know. Can't know. Won't know for years. Maybe decades. All I know is that men I knew are dead. Friends, brothers, crewmates. And I'm here. Alive but not free. Surviving but not living. Is that worth it? Is that victory? I don't have answers. Maybe there aren't any. Major Egan got word to our compound, through the camp network, through officers who talk to enlisted, through the informal system that connects us all. He's organizing something. A memorial. For the ones we lost. From the 100th. From all the groups. A moment to remember, to honor, to say goodbye. He's asking for names, for lists, for anyone who can contribute. I'm writing down everyone I remember. Everyone from Sally's crew. Everyone from my barracks. Everyone I knew. Staff Sergeant Joseph Martinez, ball turret gunner, wounded over Stuttgart, made it home. Alive. Staff Sergeant Patrick O'Brien, right waist gunner, frostbite, 2 fingers, made it home. Alive. Lieutenant James Morrison, pilot, status unknown, missing. Lieutenant Frank Delgado, co-pilot, status unknown, missing. Lieutenant Robert Chen, navigator, wounded over Emden, status unknown, missing. Lieutenant William Hayes, bombardier, status unknown, missing. Technical Sergeant Mike Sullivan, engineer and top turret, status unknown, missing. Staff Sergeant Eddie Kowalski, radio operator, status unknown, missing. Staff Sergeant Michael Bennett, right waist gunner replacement, status unknown, missing. Sergeant Anthony Ritchie, ball turret gunner replacement, status unknown, missing. Sergeant Henry Washington, tail gunner, status unknown, missing. Staff Sergeant Thomas Kowalczyk, left waist gunner, present, prisoner, alive. 1 crew. 11 men counting the original members, 9 statuses unknown, 1 confirmed home, 1 confirmed prisoner. The not knowing is the worst part. Are they dead? Are they prisoners somewhere else? Did they evade? Are they hiding in occupied territory? Are they trying to get back to England? I'll probably never know. And maybe that's for the best. Maybe uncertainty is better than certainty, than confirmation, than finality. Or maybe it's worse. Maybe not knowing is its own kind of death. A limbo with no escape. I'm adding other names too. Lieutenant Carson from the 418th, Lieutenant Parker from our squadron, Lieutenant Schmidt, Staff Sergeant Miller. The list is growing, pages long, dozens of names, soon to be hundreds, all from the 100th, all from 4 months of combat, all from the bloodiest autumn in the group's history, the bloody 100th. We earned that name, paid for it, bled for it. But what did we win? What did we accomplish? Factories damaged, submarines delayed, ball bearings destroyed, aircraft production slowed. Was it worth 77% casualties? Was it worth all those names, all those men? I can't answer that. Nobody can. Not yet. Not until the war ends. Not until we see if it mattered. All I can do is remember, honor, bear witness. That's my job now, my mission, to survive, to remember, to tell the story someday. If anyone cares to listen, my grandmother's rosary is in my hands. I'm praying, not for myself, for them, for Morrison and Sullivan and Washington, for Chen and Hayes and Delgado, for Bennett and Ricci, for all of them. Keep them safe, keep them alive, bring them home. And if they're gone, if they're already dead, give them peace, give them rest. Let them know they mattered. Let them know they're remembered. That's all any of us can ask, to be remembered, to have mattered, to have left some mark on the world, even if that mark is just a name on a list, a memory in someone's mind, A prayer on someone's lips. That's enough. It has to be enough. November 1st, 1943, evening. Stalag Luft the 3. Today is All Saints' Day, holy day in the Catholic Church, day to remember the dead, to honor the saints, to pray for souls. The camp chaplain, an RAF Padre captured last year, held a service this afternoon. In the rec hall, Catholic and Protestant and Jewish prisoners all welcome. I went. First time I've been to a religious service since before Münster, since before everything went wrong. The hall was packed, maybe 200 men, all denominations, all faiths, all united in loss. The chaplain spoke about sacrifice, about duty, about faith in dark times, about remembering those we've lost. He read from Ecclesiastes. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven, a time to be born, and a time to die, a time to kill, and a time to heal. The words hit hard, too hard. Then Major Egan spoke. He's not Catholic, not particularly religious, but he spoke from the heart. We're here because we flew, he said. We flew because we had to, because someone had to, because evil doesn't stop itself, because freedom has a cost, and we paid it. Some of us paid with our freedom, some paid with their bodies, some paid with their lives, but we all paid. The question isn't whether it was worth it. That's for history to decide, for people smarter than me to figure out. The question is what we do now, how we honor them, how we remember. And I think we honor them by surviving, by refusing to give up, by staying human, by keeping faith, by going home someday and telling their stories, by making sure they're not forgotten. He paused, looked around the room, at all of us, broken men, captured men, survivors. They gave everything, he said. The least we can do is remember. Then he read the names, the list I helped compile, names from the 100th, from the 91st, from the 351st, from all the groups, each name a life, a story, a person who laughed and feared and hoped and died. The list took 20 minutes to read, 20 minutes of names, hundreds of them, maybe 1,000, each one someone's son, someone's brother, someone's friend, someone's love. The hall was silent except for the chaplain's voice, men crying, trying to hide it, failing. I cried too, no shame in it, we all cried, for the men we knew, for the men we didn't, for all of them, for ourselves, for the war, for everything. When the names were done, the chaplain led a prayer, the Lord's Prayer. Everyone joined in, Catholics, and Protestants, and Jews, and probably atheists too, because it didn't matter what you believed. We were all there for the same reason, to remember, to mourn, to honor. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. The words felt hollow, empty. God's will? Was this God's will? All this death, all this suffering? But then I thought about the men who'd survived, the pilots who'd brought their crews home, the gunners who'd protected their friends, the medics who'd saved lives, the chaplains who'd given comfort. Maybe that was God's will too, not the death, but the survival, the courage, the love. Maybe God doesn't stop bad things from happening. Maybe he just gives us the strength to endure them, to survive them, to find meaning in them. I don't know, can't know, but it's something to hold on to. After the service, men lingered, talking quietly, sharing stories, remembering. Major Egan found me. We'd never met before. Different squadrons, different circles. But today we were brothers, united in loss. You were on Sally, right? He asked. Steel City Sally? Yeah. Good fort, good crew. Yes, sir. Morrison's alive, he said. He's here. Different compound. I saw him yesterday. He made it out. My heart stopped. Morrison. Alive. Here. He's okay? I asked. As okay as any of us. Wants to know about his crew. I told him I'd find out. You're the first one I've found. Sullivan? Washington? The others? Don't know yet, but we'll find out. We're putting together a list. Who survived, who's where. It takes time, but we'll figure it out. He squeezed my shoulder. You did good, kid. 20 missions. That's more than most. You should be proud. I nodded. Couldn't speak. Throat too tight. Morrison's alive. That's something. That's everything. Maybe the others are too. Maybe they're in different camps, different countries. Maybe they'll turn up. Maybe I'll see them again. Or maybe they won't. Maybe Morrison and I are the only ones, the only survivors. 2 out of 11. But 2 is better than 1. Better than none. I'm writing this on my bunk. Late now. Most of the hut is asleep. But I can't sleep. Too much in my head. Too many emotions. Morrison's alive. Those 3 words change everything. Give me hope. Give me connection. Give me proof that I'm not alone. We survived Münster together. We survived Sally going down together. We're surviving prison together. That matters. That means something. My grandmother's rosary is on my chest. The beads rise and fall with my breathing. In and out. In and out. I'm alive. Morrison's alive. Maybe others are too. That has to be enough. For now, that has to be enough. Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Thank you for keeping Morrison alive. Thank you for bringing him through. Thank you for not leaving me alone. Watch over the others, wherever they are, whatever happened to them. Keep them safe, keep them whole, and watch over me. Keep me strong. Keep me faithful. Keep me human until this war ends, until I go home, until I see Dottie again, however long that takes. Amen. November 2nd, 1943, afternoon. Stalag Luft 3. Word came today. A letter. From home. From Helena. It took 6 weeks to reach me. Mailed in mid-September. Passed through censors. Crossed an ocean. Crossed a war. But it made it. Her handwriting is neat. Precise. Like Dottie's. Like all the girls were taught in school. The letter is cheerful. Too cheerful. Forced. She's trying to keep my spirits up. Trying to stay positive. She talks about school. About her friends. About Pittsburgh. About the pirates losing the pennant. About rationing. About war bond drives. Normal things. Safe things. Things that feel a million miles away. But then, at the end, she says what she really wants to say. Kaz is safe. He's in Italy now. Somewhere near Naples. He got wounded in Sicily. Shrapnel in his leg. But he's okay. He's recovering. Mom is so relieved. We all are. Kaz, my brother, alive, safe, recovering. I read that line 10 times, 20 times, couldn't believe it. He made it through Sicily, made it through combat, got wounded but survived. He's alive, both of us, still alive, against the odds, against the statistics, against everything. We might both make it home, both survive this war, both see our family again. That seems impossible, like asking too much, like tempting fate. But maybe it's not. Maybe we're both lucky. Maybe we're both survivors. I want to write back immediately. Want to tell Helena I'm okay. Want to tell her about Morrison, about the memorial, about everything. But I'm only allowed 1 letter per month, and I already sent one to Dottie, so I'll have to wait. Another 3 weeks, another month, before I can write again. But that's okay, because she knows I'm alive. The telegram would have reached them by now. Missing in action. Prisoner of war, they know. They're waiting. They're hoping. Just like I am. The news about Kaz changes everything. Knowing he's alive. Knowing he's recovering. Knowing I'm not the only Kowalczyk boy still fighting. We're both going to make it. Both going to survive. Both going to go home. We have to. We've come too far to fail now. I showed the letter to some of the other prisoners. They're happy for me. Genuinely happy. Because good news for one of us is good news for all of us. It means the world outside still exists, still turns, still offers hope. It means there's still something to go home to, something to fight for, something to survive for. One prisoner, a kid from Ohio, asked if I had a picture of my family. I do, in my footlocker, a photograph from before the war. Mom and Dad and Kaz and Helena and me, in our Sunday clothes, standing in front of our house. I showed him. He looked at it for a long time. You look happy, he said. We were. You will be again. I hope he's right. I really do. The photograph is faded, worn. I've looked at it so many times, touched it so much. It's falling apart, but it's real. Proof that I had a life before this. That I was someone before I was a prisoner. That I'll be someone after. I'm putting it back now, carefully, in the oilcloth wrapper, back in the footlocker, where it's safe. Tomorrow's another day, another morning roll call, another breakfast, another day of waiting. But today was a good day. A day with good news. A day with hope. Kaz is alive. Morrison is alive. I'm alive. 3 victories against the war, against death, against the odds. That's worth celebrating, worth remembering, worth holding on to. The war isn't over. My imprisonment isn't over. The struggle isn't over. But today, I won. Today, we all won. And that's enough. Undated entry. Final. I don't know when you'll read this. If you'll read this. Maybe never. Maybe I'll get home and this diary will stay hidden in my footlocker. A memory I don't need to revisit. Or maybe someone will find it, years from now, decades. Maybe a historian, maybe a curious kid. Maybe someone who wants to know what it was really like. If you're reading this, then you know the story. You know what happened to the bloody 100th, to the 8th Air Force, to boys like me who climbed into bombers and flew into hell. You know about Regensburg and Marienburg and Münster and Black Thursday. You know about the losses, the casualties, the impossible odds. You know that in autumn 1943, the American doctrine of unescorted daylight bombing was tested and failed, at the cost of thousands of lives. You know that eventually they got it right, that long-range escorts arrived, that the P-51 Mustang changed everything, that the air war turned, that we won, but you might not know what it felt like. To be there, to live through it, to be one of the statistics. So I'm telling you now, I'm leaving this record, this testament, this witness. It felt like fear, every single day. Fear that never left, fear that lived in your chest, that made your hands shake, that made every mission a roll of the dice. It felt like loss, watching friends die, watching forts fall, watching the numbers climb, knowing your turn was coming, knowing luck runs out. It felt like duty, flying anyway, even when you were terrified, even when you knew the odds, because someone had to, because evil doesn't stop itself, because freedom isn't free. It felt like brotherhood, the crew, the men you flew with, the men you die for, the only ones who understood, the only ones who mattered. It felt like love, for Dottie, for my family, for home, for the life I might not get to live, for everything I was fighting for, and it felt like survival, the overwhelming need to live, to see one more day, to make it to 25, to go home. I made it to 20, not 25, not home, but 20, more than most, 80% of the way. That has to count for something. I'm a prisoner now. Maybe I'll stay a prisoner for years. Maybe the war will come. Last until 1946. 1947, maybe I'll never see Dottie again, never see my family, never go home. But maybe I will. Maybe the war will end soon. Maybe I'll be liberated. Maybe I'll get that second chance. I don't know. Can't know. All I can do is survive day by day until it's over. If you're reading this, remember the men who didn't survive. Remember the crews who didn't come back. Remember the names read at the memorial. Remember every single one. Remember that they were boys. Just boys. 18, 19, 20 years old. With families and girlfriends and dreams and futures. Remember that they were brave. That they faced impossible odds. That they flew anyway. That they gave everything. Remember that war is hell. That victory has a cost. That freedom is bought with blood. And remember that they mattered. Every single one. Not just as casualties. Not just as statistics. But as people. As sons and brothers and friends and lovers. Remember Tommy Kowalczyk, Staff Sergeant, Left Waist Gunner, 20 missions over Germany, Bloody 100th, Steel City Sally. Remember that I was here, that I fought, that I survived, and remember my crew, Morrison and Delgado, Chen and Hayes, Sullivan and Kowalski, Martinez and O'Brien, Washington and Bennett and Ritchie. Remember them all. Because someone should. Because they earned it. Because they deserve it. The war continues. I'm still a prisoner. The story isn't over. But this diary is. This record. This testament. I've said what I needed to say. Told what needed telling. Witnessed what needed witnessing. The rest is in God's hands. And fate's and luck's. Whatever happens, I was here. I lived. I fought. I mattered. That's enough. That has to be enough. End of diary.